All right, guys, welcome back to Kamisha Reviews, the queen of reality TV. I am super excited to have, I call him the king. I've been calling that since I've been talking to him behind the scenes. TJ is in the building. Yes. Now, I have to give you a round of applause to start because when I say leader qualities, and I had a great dad who was in the military, and you have all those qualities, and I just I got mad today because I watched the rest of the thing. We'll get into the things, but I'm just happy you're here. First of all, so how are you doing, TJ?
Woke up. I'm already beating the odds. You know what I mean?
Look, yes. See, look how positive you are, and you got some flack for it. But anyway, before we get into that, how did you even get involved? Let's kind of get the little basics. How did you even get involved with Squid Game? Was you recruited or did you sort it out?
Well, it was luck. I was scrolling on Twitter and I seen the casting call. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And then I seen it again and it said the last hour. And I'm like, screw it. I probably won't get chosen anyway. And then literally half hour later, they called me. And I was like one of the final 20 that was actually casted.
Oh, wow. So it's just like, see, God, that was the time for you. That was the time he wanted you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of like, go ahead, just go and do it. I got something for you. Go, we never know. So you got into it. And I know you have a family, you have a beautiful wife and everything. So how in the world, I know you're not supposed to tell anybody, but who don't tell their wife or spouse? So what was the reaction once you told her, like, hey, I'm going to Squid Game?
She said, is this real, babe? I don't want you getting kidnapped. And she's
like, oh Lord,
about to get kidnapped. Don't do it. I was like, look, I don't know. It look real. Yeah. Babe, I don't trust it. Don't do it. And so I was like, then when we received the actual email, she was like, oh, what? She's like, out of here, get your ass out, go.
Great support, sounds like support system at home. So and I felt that when you were speaking in your commentary on the show. So let's get into the show. And to me, and I've talked to cast members, and I feel like that everybody's story is different, but red light, green light to me seems so difficult and put y'all through so much. For you, what was the experience like, and what did you take from it coming out the house?
Well, the experience with red light, green light.
Yes.
You know that everybody says the same thing. It was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. And being a professional athlete for almost 20 years, I felt hundreds of times. But that's one time that the physical, was the mental superseded the physical completely. Wow. And I've never cursed myself out so many times in my life at one point. And my body, my body wanted to give out, but my mind was like, no, you ain't going nowhere. Plus that, in the show, people were like tripping people or running them over. So they told us specifically to say, you do that, you're gone immediately. So I started all the way in the back, the last line near the back. And it took me about 2 times to get to the starting line. And I had to go diagonal over and over again because I didn't want to run into people. My big 6'8", 250 pounds. I could just tap somebody, they'll fall over.
Gotcha.
But it was overall it was hard. Something they didn't show, which I'm extremely surprised at. I'm gonna give you some behind the scenes right now.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna paint a story. I was running. It was 26 seconds left.
Okay.
So I put my head down. Let me just go. And then I was running, and I heard like maybe it was a cold, maybe it was like I don't know. I heard stop, and I stopped. I got in the most awkward position, like my hands like this, and so my head
Right.
down, and like 32 people ran across the line. I'll tell you why I know this number in a second. So 32 people ran across the line when the doll stopped, and it was like, yeah, we did it. And then they was cheering us on that was near the finish line because it was like literally
You're so close to it. Yeah.
it was like I was so close. There was so many people so close, and then you like you hear all 32 people eliminated at one time, and they didn't show it.
Damn.
And those vests, the ink, people don't understand how loud they were. They were so it made us jump. It made us like, oh shit.
Right.
And so like they were pissed, granted, but they told us before if the doll stops and both feet aren't on the ground, you're eliminated. They told us this, and like people were upset, obviously.
Yes, of course.
But it was one hell of an elimination. It was so many people like half their bodies was across the line, or they were like one step. If they just was right there and just waited, it was crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, I heard some stuff like people were saying things weren't fair, and some people got over, and some people that didn't make it made it because of they wanted to keep them in the show. It was a lot that I was hearing. I was like, wow, that's sound like production, to be honest, reality TV. It sounds like to me. But so once you get past red light, green light, and you're in the house, and you're in the dorm, did you start thinking at that moment, I need to get a strategy, looking around and seeing all the different people in there?
Honestly, no. So like I've seen there was a lot of people. And I stuck with my tent mates, Cheney, Darius, Jesse. Me and Jesse, we got really close because like we just talked for a while, and then me and Darius got close because he's from Harlem, he in New York. So and then Cheney, I was like, Lord Jesus, you remind me of my little sister.
Okay. And, I love them.
Be quiet, Cheney. Shh, Cheney.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, it's my old little sister again. And then that's how we got close.
Okay.
So, like I didn't have no strategy because when you plan for something that you don't know what's coming next, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Period. Oh, you just said what I've been saying all week.
And
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Fact. And me, my mantra was attack the moment, because you can't plan something you can't plan for something you don't know. And like when they always looking at me crazy, like, you're not gonna plan anything? Like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna attack everything that's in front of me because I don't know what's coming. And my strategy was just to like the closest thing to a strategy was just to stick by my crew. That's it.
Okay. So you volunteer to be a leader, quite often. And I just, especially as I finished it all, for you as a quality as a man, it's a wonderful thing. But I felt like they used you as a shield. And I want to, just to be honest, what made you decide to, just step up and do the leadership thing? Because nobody really wanted to do it. And thinking back as a strategy or as a game, because they didn't want to do it, was there a reason why? Like sitting back watching it. So I'm just curious to know how you feel about that.
I don't mind. I accept that role because in my life I've been a shield for most of my life. Okay. And the thing is, like, there's a difference between a protector and a warrior. A protector can take damage, can take hits. A warrior fights for what they believe in. So I was both.
Gotcha. So when you're being a leader like that, though, and they were looking up to you, especially when, let's talk about, Battleship. That was a dramatic day, I felt like, for all of you guys. And I know I didn't even think about it. It's a game we played. I swear, when I'm watching the show, I was literally not. I know it was a game we played or whatever. Boys I knew had it, but watching it, it just was so intense.
Yeah.
So intense. So for you, you were being super positive, and people were talking Noah's even then. He's so positive and all this affirmation. I'm like, what is the problem? So for you, that's who you are, to be positive. But have you got that in real life? The negative behind it because you're being so positive? I just didn't understand that, but I was just curious to know.
So in my life, I've been through so many things. I've
Right.
lost so many people. I've seen so much violence go down in front of me. And I fully understood that empathy and affirmations mean more in a person's life, even though they may not show it. They because so many people in this world are so used to negative. And when you affirm somebody and it's genuine, they question the person that's doing it because they're saying why would you affirm me when I feel like I don't deserve it?
Mm. I
Just like,
understand that. I
yeah.
do. But some of that was I didn't think it was needed. I'm sorry. Because
Yeah.
you weren't give what I'm saying is you weren't you were being a leader in a game, and I talked to the other captain as well. You guys didn't know what was going on the other side. So you kind of were blinded about a lot of it. So that's why I didn't understand the commentary. You just trying to be positive, saying, look, I don't know what's going on. You're trusting me. Just let's get through this. And there was negative comments. You got everybody through that. First, let me ask you a question. Did you know they were talking crap during Battleship?
I really didn't care, to be honest.
Mm. Oh, I
Because
love that. Love it.
when you care what other people say behind you, you're looking back and it's slowing you down from moving forward.
Period. Period. Yes, that was beautiful. Love it. See, I don't have a. I think that it's wonderful, and I love what you just said that because I'm gonna use that. So as you're trying to, and I know you said you didn't have strategy. Once you started, when you started your first the push button, what made you choose that button? Was it just a prayer, random faith? Just I don't know. We're gonna just do it.
I listened to my teammates.
Hmm.
They like I suggested this, and actually the people in the boats suggested the number that I chose, and
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to y'all. Boom.
Wow. And as you guys were going, it was wonderful. It was like bam, bam. And I know that it like Jesse said that you can't it's they don't show it exactly. It was showing you guys doing that, but they were doing it too. It just was editing. So I said I understand that, but it was a victory nonetheless. When you got it and when you won, and when you went inside and Trey came in there and was like, man, thank you. I was like, it was emotional for me to watch that because I felt like it was so heavy for you. What happened when you got into a dorm? You just started getting very emotional.
So people don't know this. It was filmed in January, and so right before that, me and my wife was going through a hard time, a really hard time. And right before I left, we got back to who we were.
Wow, awesome.
And like, and I told her, I said, "You're just not my wife no more. You're my goddess."
Yes.
And that was the moment that because a leader is only as good as the person next to them.
Yes.
And so I want to backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
I give props to my lieutenant, Louisa. I mean, not Louisa. I forget her name, but my lieutenant in the battleship, right?
Lucia.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
She the second ship. I didn't.
Wow.
She was the reason why we won, and so just want to clarify that because
Okay.
they completely scrap her out. I don't know why, but when I got into the dorms, it got really emotional because I was missing her. Obviously, on top of that,
Right. Of course.
but then like it's just like when something guides you and you pay attention to the universe basically talking
Mm-hmm.
and I paid attention to it. And it's crazy because when we played Battleship before we left, just as a family.
Oh my God. What?
The same exact number that she chose to beat me that was chosen for the second ship.
Wow. That is crazy. Can you imagine? When y'all finally got together and you was like, that number, what did she say? That is crazy.
She hit me in my chest. It's like, look at that. She's like, I know that's why you was. She's like, you was
Period.
like, she was like, you was crying because of that. Oh my God, babe, I love you.
Y'all are beautiful. I love it. So, yeah, that was very emotional for you. The journey, you've already gone through a hard journey. A red light, green light. That's a journey, a self-reflecting situation. Even though you're an athlete, but still, it was really, really rough. Then you go through this victory, which was everything. People were getting eliminated. So after this, you're coming in. You guys are coming in and seeing. You see that. Well, here's the pig right there. You see the pig, the money filling up, and then you see the numbers are dropping. At this point, it's a lot. What is going through your mind?
I am furious.
Mm,
I was
wow.
furious because, like, I'm looking at the number and I'm like, those are our friends we had to eliminate for this. And even though, like I said it many times in the when we was in the dorms, you know, like even though it was an individual game, it's still, you know, like we're still a family, all of us. I was irate because like I'm looking at like we're being used as entertainment for emotional trauma.
Wow.
And so, you know, I said every time, if you notice, like whenever the pig was getting filled up, I just stood there with my arms crossed like this. I didn't smile, I didn't jump.
You didn't. You didn't actually.
Every single time. And then me and Jesse got into it a little bit, which they didn't show. I don't know why. Because he was like, enjoy right now, man. He said, be happy right now. You made it. I was like, so I just walked away pissed off because I didn't want to take it out on him.
Right.
And, you know, like we was laying, so we were bunked, like we was right across from each other with our bunks. And I told him, I said, you know what, you're right. I said, I need to enjoy the time I have with y'all now. And that made our bond even tighter.
Even tighter. Okay. So well, after that, we had the big elimination that y'all had to do in front of other people. It was just a dramatic situation. It's still being talked about to this day. And of course, you know, I did interview Dash and he spoke highly of you, but he told me at the time, you know, he was upset. Of course, we know the whole famous Dash calling out the numbers and the things, the alliances, and boom, 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 boom. So I'd like to get your take. I did talk to Cheney. I talked to all of them about it, and I want to hear your take about the alliance, the calling out and Dash, and what do you feel about it now?
Okay, so you know when he called the numbers out, I was genuinely surprised. Like, I literally said, "What did I do?" And because I gave him props, which again they didn't show, because when they was choosing lines for warships, even out one line, he left our line and went to another line.
Okay.
And you know, like if he didn't do that, 14 people would have been eliminated.
Oh, so, wow.
I was like, yo, that takes a lot of balls
to do.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow.
To go over there. And so like when he called our name, I was like, damn, really? I was like, it's part of the game. I was initially when he did that, I was very surprised. But you know, like I was completely oblivious to all the drama behind the scenes. Because like I said, when you look back, it slows you from moving forward. And so I was completely oblivious when I was told all this. I was like, huh? Really? Like, what did I miss? Like, I often, like, what did I miss? And you know, with Cheney was like, like Cheney, you do her wrong once, gone.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, she don't play.
Darius, he was very surprised at that. Also, Jesse, man, his moment when he eliminated Dash, I was like, I literally said in the show, I was like, look at him becoming a leader right in front of us, like really. And
you did.
And he did. You know, that was his moment, and he shined. He shined all the way. He felt like he needed to do that, and no matter what, like I stood by him. When I'm loyal to a person, I am loyal fiercely, and I stood by him by his decision. And Dash, you know, he did what he did, and he left, and it's part of the game. And how I feel about it now, like I love Dash. I love him even more. Me and him had a moment, man. He made me fucking cry this one.
Wow, that Dash is everything. I love him. He
made me bawl my eyes out, and you know, because at that moment again, you know, there was a lot going on in my life. And this is where you're meant to be. You're in the right place.
Yes, yes.
And,
Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. He's awesome. I love Dash too. That's my baby. But I just wanted to say it because of the fact your number was called out and we talked about it in the interview. So I just wanted to, of course, just have you say your piece about it. But so leaving all that because it seems like there's more drama and so much we go into the game. And so the marbles is a big situation. Lord, everybody's talking about the marbles and so many things that happen. But for you, how did you feel? Because it seemed like even though it wasn't a lot of noise, it was very quiet. It seemed like it was still a lot of pressure, even though it was quiet. To me, I just felt like it was, I don't know, like everything is relying on a shot. There's a lot. So I want you to give me your experience with that.
well, me and Jesse, 183, my white
Yeah.
shadow called him.
Hey, I'm old. I know my white shadow. Trust me. I'm born 76, so I know exactly.
We we wanted to keep it simple because I told him, I said, hey, I expect you to go at me 100%. If you don't, I'm disrespected.
Okay.
That you're me right now if you don't come at me 100%.
Okay.
We try to make it as even as possible. I sat on a lower chair and he sat on a higher chair so we could get out our eye levels, and we shot the shot. It was really far. It was hard. Even though, being a basketball player, shooting a marble with my
so small.
And we just kept shooting, and I made 2 in a row. He made 1, and then we missed, and boom. And it was hard.
Wow.
It didn't feel like.
I played ball too, but this was my high school days. But I have astigmatism, baby. That ball, I don't know. It would have been like, I just don't know. So you get through the marbles, Jesus, and we come back in, and once again, you are, you're the leader. You are a leader, so that's what your position that you took. What I saw in the house, and I want to ask you this: were you aware of the rumblings of people saying that you were being fake and that they didn't believe in you or whatever, even though you literally proved it? But anyway, I was curious to know, did you hear it? Because when you reached over and gave the advantage, and I'm like, wait, what? I said, first, let me ask him before I assume.
Yeah.
Did you know of any of the rumblings?
Absolutely not.
You didn't hear any of it. Oh, wow. So that makes it worse for me. Now, but you're a nice guy. So how did you feel about it once you were aware of it? Because you did give her, I feel like you gave her the anchor so she could stay and be where she's at. So I'm just curious to know, what are your feelings? Not saying you have anything negative to say about it, but once you heard the rumblings and when she came to talk to you intimately, she didn't even say that she said these things to you.
Like after the game.
About you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, after the game was done is when I heard everything. And I looked at her, and that's why when we were talking, I was looking dead in her eyes.
You were.
I didn't. If you notice, I didn't move my head. I didn't look.
I did.
Her to tell me what she said, and so she didn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to accept you either way because every human has their faults, no matter what.
Okay.
And confrontation isn't her strong suit, And so I'm like, instead of me attacking her, why I'm gonna keep my empathetic side up. It doesn't matter where we at, even Squid Game, out in the real world, I am gonna show my character by keeping my heart, my word.
Okay.
Because I built my name up, and my name is the only thing I truly own. So
yes.
I'm going to tell her, like, I'm going to give her a hug and make sure she knows that, I'm still for her, even though she's still talking about me. I didn't know what she was talking about me. So,
okay.
My father told me one time, he was like, you have to show people what they don't deserve to show their true worth. So, I kept giving her like my love because it's easy to hate people. It's so easy to hate people, especially in that situation. So what I did, I genuinely gave a piece of myself to let her know that I'm genuine.
And mind you, you said you did not know about the talking about you and everything or nothing.
No.
So, okay. So giving her the number was just you doing the same thing you did. There was nobody else there that you felt deserved the number, which y'all got to the. Well, I'm sorry, I skipped something I want to ask you. I'm so sorry. When Jackie came and gave you the lowest number and said you would be our leader,
Yeah.
and there's mixed feelings online about that. In my opinion, she was one of the ones who was talking about you. So out front, it looks like I'm giving you this number because you're the, you've led us da da da. But she just said, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to not. I want to hear his thoughts about that.
Like the only thing you can control is yourself. Is how you react to things. Is how And I could have went completely New York on it. I could have.
You knew about that too? You knew about Jackie talk? I'm sorry, not too. Did you know about Jackie saying that?
I did not know neither.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And so like Jackie's a great person, like 100%. And I expected the number one spot 19 times. That because I put myself in the forefront because people were scared, people were nervous, people were shaky. And what I did, I had to exude, even though I was the same way, I was nervous, I was scared, I was shaky, but I had to show, like, put my chest out, put my shoulders back, because the only way to move on in life, even though when things is hard, is to keep moving. So,
yes.
So that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I didn't care what they said. I still had my chin up because I could have been like this, like, oh, they talk about me, but that's too easy. That's way too easy to do.
But you didn't even know, King. My thing is you weren't aware of them talking about you. You was just doing what you do and showing your character, whatever. So when we get to the bridge and when that unfortunate situation, the first one, when I tell you, I swear I started watching for like an hour. Very upset. I was not happy. I was like, no, this man did not lead this entire, all these people for them to win or get to the opportunity to win, and he does not get the opportunity. I did not agree. So, and that's just me watching as a fan, as a blogger, but I'm just saying, this is because you remember my dad. So I'm asking, what was that like? First of all, the fall. Tell me about the fall. That fall was super scary.
Okay, so movie magic, what they had us do was do a quick squat. And so when we did the squat, I had a stunt double. Let me tell you about this. The stunt double was 6'1" with a ponytail.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't had
a
hair.
Ponytail, and you don't even have, okay. Were they not looking when they were matching up the stunt? I'm like trying to figure this out. Confusing.
Okay.
Okay.
And but leading up to that moment, if okay, so when people have everything against them, when they have their all, like the analogy, a cornered fox is scarier than a wolf.
Okay.
So wow. Like I could have shown my things. I could have, been angry. I could have done everything there that wanted me to. But keeping your character when everything is against you is something that a lot of people don't know how to do. And so I decided within myself to keep peace with myself because I stayed true to myself. I didn't change up who I was because things were going bad. And if you notice, after I got eliminated, everybody was like, hey, you got this. You got it. I love you. So if I can inspire a group of people like that, then I did my job.
Okay.
The universe allowed me to inspire 19 other people to be positive, to give affirmations, and even in the worst situations. So I'm happy that I can do that more than winning 4.5 million because the universe is going to reward me one way or another.
Yes, I received that. I received that. I'm a Cancer, so it's a little spicy. So for me, that love the response, but I know myself, it would have been completely different. Yeah. No lies. If I ever get on the show, I just know I'm gonna be a completely spicy person. So I own it. But for you, you are a gentleman, and I call you king for a reason. You wear that crown very, very well, and the way you represent yourself was awesome on the show, and black men in general, and men period. To be honest, it was just an awesome thing to see. So I want to. So I know have you well, okay. I understand you was being very compassionate and all the things, but baby, she was a beast after you left. I don't know what happened. Like the tears, I get all the tears or whatever, but she got Miss Ashley. She was just so for me, I'm just like he literally, I feel like if it hadn't been for you, would she still be there? Do you think?
Probably not. Probably. And you know, Ashley, she's like such a fierce woman, you know.
She is. She is.
And that's my sister. You know,
I love Ashley.
and ferocity, her strength. I knew she was going to be protected. I knew, and so with Chase, I knew he was going to be protected because he wasn't scared of anything. That man attacked it, and he got eliminated at Glass Bridge. You know, I didn't give it to him because I said, "Yo, you're going to be good, Ashley. You're going to be good." You know, like people like the universe, it works.
Right.
It works. You don't.
I believe in.
People say luck, you know, and I have faith in fate. So, you know, like fate played its part there. I needed to do that, you know, from some divine whatever. Like I felt like I needed to give Mai the number because everybody gave up on her. Everyone. And they didn't show that obviously. So, you know, with her friend Chad, you know, like he's a good guy too.
Yes, Chad. Oh yeah.
And I feel that he would have done the same thing I did. He's a very big, compassionate guy. And you know, like, you know, I gave her the number because when we had a heart to heart, like it was real in the beginning when we first got into the dorms. It was a real one because she wanted to quit like 5 times, and she's talking to the producers about quitting, and I was like, and I grabbed her when she was talking to one of the producers. I said, "No, you don't quit. You don't quit because if you go home and you tell your people you quit, you just let yourself down, not just them." And
wow,
that's why me and her had a connection they never showed, and you know, like she was going through the same thing I was going through with her husband,
right.
And that's why I talked to her very candidly, very candidly. And she was like, "I'm sorry you're going through that." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry you're going through that." And then, you know, like that's something they never shown in the show, that our bond was tight. And I told her, "I got your back. If the time is needed, I got your back." And I stood by my word. You know, it's easy to crumble. It's easy to crumble when everything else is crumbling around you.
Okay.
So I stood by my word no matter what.
And I understand that, but you guys did have a close relationship. I did see that, even without you saying that. I did see that. So with that being said, when her questioning you, saying that she didn't believe in you, she only believed in you after you saved her for almost going home. How was that possible? Y'all was getting close the entire time.
It speaks louder than words.
And
that's exactly what I did. I did an action. I didn't just say I got your back. I actually had her back. And so many people wanted to get her out of here. And, you know, instead of me doing what people wanted me to do, I stood by my morals.
Wow. I can't look. You're just a beautiful person, and that's just, you know, who you are. Again, I'm sorry. Nobody even came to give you a hint of nobody. To me, that would have been strategy for me if I was in the house and I wasn't part of y'all. You know, I'd have came over there and said, "Look, I want you to know that she was talking about you." Now, I probably would have changed your mind, but I still would have told you. Well, no, actually, let me ask you that: would it have changed your mind if they would have told you that while you were in the dorm?
Probably not.
Honestly, it wouldn't have changed your mind.
Wouldn't have, because I still am a man of my word, and
okay,
goes wrong, and you change because, you know, like other people saying stuff. I don't do hearsay. You know, I stay like I am a man of my word and a strong black man of my word.
Yes. Come on now. Ooh, I love it. Yes. Period. But they ain't playing right. My bad. It ain't my stuff ain't acting right. One of them ain't some and none of my stuff. There we go. Something. None of my no. Anyway, man, that's everything. I love it. Tisha, I love you. I love your personality. I think you're awesome. I love your family values. The things you stand for is what a lot of us should stand for. You can't just stand for nothing. You got to stand for something. I had a strong black man as well who was a military. Taught me a lot that I used to this day. So, you just, it's just a cool brother. So I'm really happy you took some time to come by here and talk to me. But I want to ask you a final question. We don't have the winner yet. Okay. But I'm curious to know, who do you think it is?
Honestly, 016 Sam. That's who I think.
Okay.
True.
And if you had a choice to choose, who would you choose?
016.
All right. I wanted to know because still is what I'm saying. But with the whole my thing, you said you would still help. I don't know. We can't get.
Like listen. Like I said, the universe works. Karma, ugly sometimes.
I get you.
Rough.
What about your wife? Now, y'all know your wife had plenty to say about this. Did she agree with the whole universe is good and all the things? Or did she was like, look?
Initially, my wife is Mexican and Samoan. So, yeah, that's a combo. Boy.
Yes, it is. Oh, my God.
It's such a strong woman. She initially was upset, obviously.
Yes. Yes.
But she said, look, I understand what you did. And the fact that you stood by what you believe in,
right?
More.
Wow. She's a good support system. I know that's it's a lot coming at her. I'm pretty sure her family, friends, they know it. She's getting it as well because she's the wife. I can't even imagine the calls. Girl, I saw your husband. The people you probably never even knew. Friendship invitations and all kind of things. Like, who are you? I knew you when you was 12. What? I don't.
I swear that's what I'm getting now.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's like, I don't even remember you. I was there the day when you were born. I'm like, what? Mama, did you know this person? You have to go ask your parents. Like, insanity. Oh my God, this is awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming by to my channel and talking. You guys have been wonderful as far as coming on here and speaking. This was a fun interview. What do you got coming up? Anything for reality TV? Anything happening for you?
Well, no, not yet. The thing is I'm working on it, and my acting career is definitely picking up steam now. I got contact and so reality. I would definitely want to do another reality show. I don't know exactly, but my acting career, y'all gonna see me on some stuff.
Oh, I'm excited. So let's check this out now. Since you said that, you got to come back here so we can talk about it and promote whatever you got going on, TJ. We're going to support you over here on Commission Reviews, okay? So, guys, this was TJ. I'm so excited we got a chance to talk to him about the Squid Games Challenge. This is Commission Reviews, the queen of reality TV, and we are out. Bye.